the same thing. So like a lot of barbarians, for example, go with hamstring. Hamstring makes bleeds slow you. And guess what? Now you just take advantage of 100% crowd control uptime. Both you have soft CC and on hard CC. Yeah, but I think if you ask somebody, like, would you consider, like, would they consciously acknowledge that, like, a 10% slow would count as CC? I bet a lot of people wouldn't think that.
I do think there is something to be said for the world size. I feel like the actual size of the world, the fact that there's these Legion events, which, by the way, you can farm free horse cosmetic from here that's like a ghost horse. Really cool. I think that the actual size of the map is significant. When I'm teleporting around the different areas, I do feel the variety in terms of what the landscape looks like. I do think it is fair to say that what a lot of people, the feedback I have read, is that people were surprised that so many of the minions look alike. This is true. It is a Diablo game. Hell is running over, and a lot of the demons are twins, apparently. So I do believe that
this is how it was in Diablo 4 or Diablo 3. I didn't play all the way through Diablo 2. I'm not sure. Most games have. I mean, like Elden Ring has rerun characters. I mean, it is what it is.
Something to be said for that. I don't know how you fix that within the ARPG hack and slash genre, to be fair, but I do understand that criticism and I accept that. Now, in terms of the early, mid, and late game, I would like to get into that feedback as well. I think the early game is the most exciting. You're pushing through the story. What you're trying to do is fairly well explained. I'll
also reiterate, the early game experience for barbarians and druids is bad. I think it is infinitely less fun than a sorcerer or a rogue. They are worse for no reason. It doesn't need to be that way. Just change the modifiers on the spells. Problem solved.
And to do the yellow stories, they are very easily marked. There is good story dialogue. There is very good voice acting.
Yes.
This is Blizzard after all, so there's also very good cutscenes. Me personally, I found some of the boss fights to be way better than some of the other boss fights. I'll put it that way in order to keep the spoilers free. However, I have heard mixed reviews on the boss fights, so I will take that one under advisement, as this is just my own personal opinion. I think it is not clear upon meeting.
I think it's kind of fair. Like, I'm just going to leak this. If you don't want a spoiler, too bad. Ashava, the world boss, is like one of the last bosses in the campaign. That wasn't super cool. That was dumb.
Playing the game, what to do after the campaign, and I actually believe this is a good thing. I think the fact that it does not immediately tell you, go and farm nightmare dungeons, go and max your renown, but instead you get the sense of the world has opened up to you. I actually enjoy that a good deal. I am an old school RuneScape player. I played RuneScape since 2001 when it came out from Devious Mud. I'm actually older than I look, to be honest with you guys. So for that reason, I very much enjoy open world. I do not like hand holding. I like games that give me a character, and I feel like I am brutally trying to survive within the elements around me and figure out what's going on in the game. So I like that. The only thing I don't like is terrible, trashy UIs and bad quality of life. I will say the UIs could be improved. I'm not calling them trashy. I'm saying those are ththings I don't like.
What do I have to say? The thing that everybody else is saying? Where the fuck is the gem tab, Blizzard? Come on. Like, what is this? What do we need? Like, we need a tab for consumables, but we don't have a tab for gems? Oh my god. It's just such a waste of space. It sucks. Just give us a gem tab. It should have happened and no, I don't want it to be a DLC, because then I owe that guy $500. Remember, I bet against that. No, just put it in the game. Just say, hey guys, we hear you. You want gem tabs? All right, we're gonna do it.
There's aspects of that I don't like. I would say right now, having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 gem slots all slotted up with gems is extremely annoying. Having no gem bag is extremely annoying. And having inventory space, you guys saw already my, let me walk over here and show you. You guys already saw my storage stash. And having a storage stash that is completely full with legendaries is very annoying. You might think, okay, this sounds...
I wish we had more storage room.
Except for some success. Oh, damn, you got so many legendaries. Fuck you. But that's not what I'm saying. I cannot not pick these up if I want to. These are forced to be picked up to me. Unfortunately, I'm going to turn the alerts off so I don't keep spamming. Unfortunately here, these are forced for me to acquire. The reason is if a legendary drops in the field and I do not want that legendary and I leave the dungeon, when I go to my stash, that legendary shows up right here. And it gives me two options. I can either put it in my inventory or I can put it in the stash. Does not give me an auto salvage ability, does not give me anything like that. Also, the stash has no way for me to filter or search through, basically forcing me to go and hit the sort button in order to make them sort by type and then look through all the chest plates, etc. until I find one I want. So very often...
That's true. It would be nice if we had a search function. Yeah. It would just make the game better. That's it.
And what I find myself doing is not wanting to look through 3,000 different items to find min-max rows from these tiny little texts and my eyes are blurring from playing the game 24 hours a day literally anyway. So instead I'm just crunching everything and not giving a fuck. So I think that is probably some poor gameplay design in terms of the stash and the UI with these items. Now, that is going to be probably my primary negative feedback. There's one other point I would like to make, which is the dungeons. There are a lot of them. You are not required to clear all of them, but there are plenty of codexes here I have already done, as you can see, and there are plenty more still left.
I find the dungeon system to be totally fine and completely okay. However, if Blizzard asks me to refarm all of these things, I will probably do it once for Season 1, and afterwards I will probably never play Diablo 4 again. Because if I have to refarm 115 different dungeons and farm out that much renown, that's not fun. There were many leagues in PoE that I just didn't play the league because I thought about all of the different, like, oh, so then I have to get Sorcerer stones, you know, like, it's just not a good
Acquire. Yeah. I do like the variety of having the legendary aspects at a minimum row. I think that's smart. So there's still a way and a reason to farm normal legendaries and not just use codex for everything. But this also makes certain builds more viable early and allows certain types of players to be able to build certain types of classes earlier than otherwise would have been possible with just pure RNG of getting the legendary items. This is almost like sort of being able to craft legendaries or set items from Diablo 3. This is the way of guaranteeing certain items. I think this was probably a necessity to keep players encouraged because of the difficulty of the game. Now, speaking of the difficulty of the game, I've seen mixed opinions. I've seen people speaking that the game plays very slow, that the game plays very hard, it is very brutal, and I enjoy that, is what people will say. Then I will see people that say this is way too easy. I'm blasting through everything. I got to in-game in 2 days, and I don't understand what I'm supposed to do now. So
that's where I'm at. I'm gonna be honest. I one-shot Lilith. I didn't even die. I died once on the capstone dungeon, and this is on tier 2. Because I didn't know where he would teleport on top of me and then do like the 3-prong attack. I didn't think he was going to do it twice. It killed me once.